Of course, as the game genre had changed, the class change function might have disappeared. The trailer hadn't been very clear about that, and they might just be titles now. Archmage? It seems you sages aren't much anymore either, seeing that you associate with lunatics who randomly attack passers-by. So I just fired off with those insults. Even if those titles still alluded to the names of the class advancements, I still would have done it. Passers-by? How could you, scum who made a contract with a demon, pretend to be innocent? Meanwhile, the priest threw remarks at me that played well into my character setting. I couldn't just let that go. Contract? Did you just say that I made a contract? Looking at these lines alone, it might seem to this character that she'd mistaken him as someone who signed a contract with the demonic bastard who killed his whole family. Because of that incident, he had dedicated his whole life to hunting demons, so if anyone misunderstood him in such a way, it was inevitable that this would flip his switch. It seems you devoted yourself to God's light so much that it's blinded you. I made my voice sound as scratchy as possible, letting out a sharp laugh to express those feelings. It may be a bit arrogant, but I believe I managed to express that deep-seated resentment quite well if I do say so myself. I hope the expression I wore was just as perfectly fitting. I didn't know how I looked, but well, it was dark anyway, so the other two wouldn't see it, either. God has no use for a senseless person like you. I'll just tear you apart and feed the pieces to dogs. How dare a traitor? Wait a second. It seemed like the Archmage was trying to say something, but we were much faster in drawing our weapons. A hostile existence has entered a radius of 10 m. SSSSSSSS. A creepy sound penetrated my ear, not too far from the Archmage and myself. I instinctively stopped in my tracks when the system window appeared before my eyes. The priest also seemed to have noticed something. Her sparkling light didn't move. Disgusting bastard, he must have called his friends. I ignored the priest's words and observed my surroundings. Having recognized that there was an enemy, I started to notice many other things on the trees and under the ground. There were dozens of sounds that all gathered in one place. Even the forest's darkness couldn't conceal their presence. I wondered what kind of demon it was, able to conceal itself to such a degree, but it turned out to be a Medusa. The Archmage muttered. However, it was still loud enough for me to hear. Even without saying it, I already knew about that. Medusa, a demon created by gathering hundreds of snakes around a red one. They disperse as soon as they sense danger.